Hey YouTube, Magnum Prime here, and today we're going to be taking a look at MMC's Volatus, their take on Masterpiece Blastoff. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And with that out the way, let's go. In terms of accessories, we get the blaster, which is very simple looking. It's very in keeping with the toon look of his gun. Not much detail, not much sculpt. It's the right colour. A couple of sprue marks. There's not much to say about it really. It looks all right. It will hold in the hand with the hand open, super snug and won't fall out. Brilliant. We get two heads with the figure. The one he ships with is more in keeping with the G1 toy look. And we also get an additional head which is more in keeping with the G1 toon look. Now interestingly, the heads are both exactly the same mould, and all I've done is just swap the paint scheme around a little bit. So you've got the purple paint on the eyebrow there as opposed to the eyes for the toy look. So there you go. This one's got a paint rub on it straight out the box. That's quite annoying actually. So the head is on a ball, so you get decent look up, decent look down, and a swivel all the way around. For the arms, these are on soft tension joints, full 360 all the way around. Good extension out to the side. You've got good bicep swivel and a really good double elbow there as well. The wrists are on a swivel. For the fingers, they're individually articulated, but there's just one point at the base of the knuckle there. So they're all kind of in a claw-like formation, and the thumb is on a ball peg. The waist has got full waist rotation all the way around, and he's got really decent ab crunch as well. For the legs, you've got individual hip skirts, both sides. There is a side skirt that's also connected to the back, so that's kind of one continuous piece there. Full extension out to the front on a ratchet there, full extension out to the back, and then soft tension out to the side as well. Down at the knees, they've got a good range. There's a soft joint down here at the top of the lower leg, and then you've also got a ratcheted joint there. So there's kind of like two, if you like. Good range there. Where this figure really falls down is down at the feet, because he has none. Well, he has a foot, but he doesn't have any kind of movement down here at all. So there's no ankle rocker, there's no tilt, there's nothing. This does move for transformation, but it doesn't add anything to the posability. So really kind of clunky down at the bottom there. I mean, stability wise, he's absolutely fine because he's got huge chunky lower legs and feet. And it means that if you try and do something with him, he's not going to fall over, but he is awkward to pose, just because it's kind of like such an immobile chunk down there. So overall, posability is like very good in some places, but really limiting on the feet. So overall, 6 out of 10. In terms of paint, there isn't much, but what is done is really, really well applied. And the thing that I love about MMC is the way that they mix these sumptuous toon-coloured plastics with really great paint applications that kind of complement it. So you've got like a dark teal plastic here, and then you've got the same dark teal colour onto brown plastic right next to it, and it's seamless between the two. And again, you've got this purple onto the brown plastic here. It just looks fantastic. It looks really crisp the way they do this, and it makes the figure pop. It gives it that toon look. And if we just pan out a little bit and bring in the G1 toon for comparison, and you can see they've absolutely nailed the colours there. No issues whatsoever. The proportions are very different, obviously. However, I think the bot looks better than the cartoon anyway. That's a personal opinion, but something to note. In terms of cleanup, he cleans up fantastically from the front. He looks really good. He's clean from the side, but I think this kind of looks very wonky. It's not a good look. You've got these big, sweeping, chunky feet, chunky midriff, and then tiny little head on the top. And he looks more like a character from Transformers Animated than a G1 Masterpiece bot. There you go. Just a personal opinion. I don't think that looks very good. From the back, he's very clean, really good again, but the side, not such a great look. In terms of sculpt, the sculpt on the face I think is good. Nails the character, looks really good. There are sculpted detail bits in places, not much. I think there is a little bit of kind of uncleanliness with some of these pieces down on the legs and the inner forearms. If these could have been covered up a bit better, I think that would have looked nicer. And again, you've got this exposed hinge here. it does break the toon look a little bit, some of those things. Quality wise, the figure is extremely well put together. Really, really nice. Solid plastics. He's got good heft. He's chunky. Joints are tensioned, but they are smooth and they're not kind of loose and wobbly. There's a couple of ratchets in a couple of places, but not much. But overall, the quality on the figure is very good. Final score, 8 out of 10. So scale-wise, here he is next to Op Leader, and I think this is probably about right. He's taller than Frodo, which is correct. That's how he should be. I think I probably want him to be a little bit taller against Op Leader, but not quite up there. Unfortunately, I don't have Incursus and Frodo to hand because they're packed up in storage. But I think the scale is very good on this figure. And here he is next to MP36. I think this looks good. I think if I was going to be picky, he could be a smidge taller. But overall, I think this works. Final score on scale, 9 out of 10. So the transformation on this, I think, is brilliant, frankly. It's really well designed, really well engineered, put together well, and it's fun. It's got masterpiece moments, things move where they should move, and it's just kind of seamless, really works. There are a couple of niggly points. These jigsaw tabs on the side and on the underside of the wing here, I think they could have been done slightly different. They don't feel great when you're pushing those in, so just watch out for those. That might be an area of potential breakage, but apart from that, really, really good. 9 out of 10. So on to Alt Mode, and I think it's an absolute cracker. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It's got that same blend of really good G1 toon, coloured plastics and paints, and they all blend seamlessly together. It really complements each other, the way that the colours work on these. You've got the nice metallic kind of pinkish purple cockpit there. Really, really good. It looks fantastic. There are kind of a couple of breaks in terms of the look with some of these creases and flaps that are kind of visible, but they are mostly in the darker parts, and it really doesn't draw the eye that at all. I think the thing to note is that he's quite a lot longer in proportion than you would expect. In fact, if we bring in the G1 toon, we'll do a side by side, and you can see he is longer, definitely, but it doesn't look wrong, if you see what I mean. I think, if anything, probably the G1 toon looks too short, perhaps. I don't know, I haven't got a real shuttle to kind of compare it with, but I think it works. Overall, it really looks good. 9 out of 10. So there we have it. Adding it all together, he gets a final score of 8.3 out of 10. And there are some things that this figure does brilliantly. I think it looks fantastic in bot mode from the front, not from the side, and it's got good cleanup, it's got really great colours, it pops, it's got good presence and all of that stuff. That's true of the alt mode as well. Equally, that looks brilliant. And the transformation in between is also fantastic. Really well engineered, really well put together. The drawbacks for this figure are the posability, the feet, but I mean, you've got that great big fist clunked into the bottom of the lower leg. They've got that all built-in gimmick. There's bound to be compromises with this. That stuff can't work without compromising the figure in some way, and in the case of this guy, it's the posability of the feet. He hasn't got any. Big drawback for a masterpiece figure. Another thing, personally, I don't like some of the uncleanliness of the inner leg and the inner forearm. Those things for me could have been closed off, and some of the visible panel bits that just break the toon look a little bit in places. Niggly bits, but they do kind of stand out. Overall though, look, it's definitely a recommend from me. This is a good figure. He looks fantastic on the shelf. I'll be really interested to see how he kind of combines up with the other two when I get the chance. So yeah, definite recommend. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the review. I've enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to subscribe. Take care and bye for now.